name is Michael from Aspire. I'm a psychology tutor, and if you guys missed my workshop this past week, I'm going to go over some of the things I covered. Now basically what I was covering is approaches to clinical psychology, which, if you're familiar with it, basically psychology usually takes different approaches to matters. For example, we have the biological perspective, psychodynamic, behavioral, cognitive, social culture role. Now, to explain more or less what I mean by this, let's take the example of cigarette smoking, or a smoker. As say someone comes into the office, they want to quit smoking, and you have different ways you can look at this. For example, the biological perspective, you'd be looking at it in the way of this person has an addiction, their body requires them to intake nicotine, so we need to focus on that. Now, a way of treatment through the biological perspective, in this case, would be patches, nicotine gum, anything to get the chemical reaction of nicotine so that they may be assisted with that. Psychodynamic perspective would be, is there some deeper psychological reason for this person to turn to cigarette smoking? For example, maybe they're stressed out at work, maybe they feel they need to run away from something, and that's why they turn to smoking as a means of escape. We have the behavioral perspective, whereas this is a behavior, but this is a bad behavior. Why are they committing this action? One, for example, maybe someone does this whenever they feel accomplished or whenever they wish to feel more satisfied with their life, they turn to smoking. This would be a behavioral perspective. A way to combat this would be to simply think of a better behavior they may be able to do in response to whatever it is their trigger. For example, instead of going for a smoke, instead of that, you can go for a run in order to feel the same satisfaction, whereas to tobacco. You can also have the cognitive perspective, which is, does this person fully realize the integrity of what it is they're doing, of what harm they're doing to their body, or why it is why this is a bad habit? The person may not be aware of that, and by further educating them, maybe it would be a way to relieve the issue. And finally, I have the social cultural perspective. In some places, cigarette smoking is considered the norm. So instead of trying to taking these approaches, maybe try to stay away from areas or social groups where they would be more tempted to smoke nicotine or participate in those activities. Now, these are all different ways that one may approach this when treating someone for a condition such as that, or it can also be applied to many other things. But typically, whenever you're in clinical psychology, people take multiple areas from here. They're not just one specific area that they're targeting, but these are the areas that people are targeting when trying to assist someone in these situations in psychology. But this is just a brief overview of what I covered. Thank you for watching the video, and if you guys would want any more help with these topics or anything else in psychology, I'll be here in Cortez 108 along with everyone else in Aspire.